Ever wondered how your computer works? Let's dive right into it. Your computer is a fascinating ecosystem of components working in harmony. These components can be broadly categorized into two types: hardware and software. Think of hardware as the tangible parts of your computer, the ones you can physically touch and see, like your keyboard, mouse, or hard drive. Now, software is a tad more elusive. It's the set of instructions that guide the hardware, telling it what to do and how to do it. You can't touch software, but it's there, running the show behind the scenes. Examples of software include your operating system, like Windows or macOS, and applications like Microsoft Office or Adobe Photoshop. Understanding these components helps us appreciate the complex processes that make our computers function. Let's start with input devices, the first point of contact between us and our computers. These devices act as the bridge connecting our physical world to the digital realm of the computer system. But what exactly are input devices? Well, input devices are any hardware components that we use to enter data, programs, commands, and user responses into a computer. They are our direct line of communication with the computer, translating our actions into a language the computer understands. Imagine you're typing a report or a research paper. The keyboard beneath your fingers is an input device. Each press of a key sends a specific signal to the computer, which it interprets as a particular letter, number, or symbol. Now let's say you need to navigate through your document to edit a paragraph. You'd likely reach for your mouse, another input device. As you move the mouse around, it sends signals to the computer, translating your physical movements into on-screen cursor movements. But input devices extend beyond just keyboards and mice. Have you ever used a digital camera to take photos, then transferred those images onto your computer? That's input. Or maybe you've held a video call using a webcam. Again, that's input. Even scanners fall under the category of input devices, converting physical documents into digital files. Now let's dive a little deeper into what we mean by input. Input is any data or instructions that we enter into the computer. This could be in the form of text, audio, video, graphics, animations, or even instructions like commands or program codes. So whether you're typing an email, uploading a photograph, or issuing a command, you're providing input to the computer. And the devices you use to do these tasks? Those are your input devices, the essential tools that allow us to interact with our computers. So input devices are our way of communicating with our computer, giving it the instructions it needs to perform tasks. Now that we understand input devices, let's move on to the broader categories of hardware and software. Let's start with hardware. Think of it like the body of your computer. It's the physical, tangible parts that you can touch and see. Hardware is versatile. It's like an actor ready to perform any role, but it needs a script. The script, in this case, is the software. Examples of hardware include the keyboard you use to type, the hard disk that stores your files, the scanner that digitizes your photographs, and the printer that brings your documents to life. But what about the script? That's where software comes into play. Software is the set of instructions that guide the hardware. It's the director telling the actor what to do and how to do it. It's intangible, existing in digital form within your computer. Without software, hardware would be like an actor without a script, unsure of what to do. For example, let's say you're using a word processing program like Microsoft Office. That's software. It tells your computer's hardware, the keyboard, the screen, the printer, how to function to create, edit, and print your document. Or perhaps you're editing a photo using Adobe Photoshop. Again, that's software guiding your hardware to adjust colors, crop images, and apply creative effects to your photos. The relationship between hardware and software is symbiotic. They need each other to function. Imagine trying to use your computer without an operating system, such as Windows or Linux. That's the software that starts up your computer and runs all your applications. Without it, your computer would be little more than a box of circuits and wires. Conversely, without hardware, software would have nothing to run on. It would be like a script without an actor, full of potential, but ultimately unable to perform. So, hardware and software work together, with hardware executing the instructions provided by software to make your computer function. Let's recap what we've learned today. We started with input devices, those tangible tools that help us feed data or instructions to the computer. We talked about the keyboard and mouse, the digital camera, webcam, and even the scanner. These devices are our means of communicating with our computing machine. Then we moved on to hardware and software. Hardware is the physical, touchable parts of the computer, the microphone, the hard disk, the printer, and so on. It's versatile. It's function depending on the software it's running. Speaking of software, that's the set of instructions or program that tells the hardware what to do and how to do it. It's intangible, but without it, our hardware wouldn't know what to do. And that's a quick overview of the key components of your computer. Remember, understanding these components is the first step in truly mastering the use of your computer.